Hello everyone. So, in this video we're going to talk about probably not the most exciting topic when dealing with Amazon, and it's suspensions, documentations, how to deal with the activations, and etc. And first thing first, you're probably already aware of who am I, our agency. Again, we're helping brands to sell on Amazon, both on European markets, US, and actually also other global markets. But without further ado, let's just dig into the most important topic for today is how do we comply with Amazon in terms of certifications, how do we ensure we're not getting deactivated, our products are not suspended, and etc. And the first thing I would like to start with the topic like avoiding issues with the account. And the most important thing for the beginning is to understand how Amazon actually works. And if you haven't been working with Amazon support, the activations, and etc. yet, I think this is really important for you to know. And for everyone else, also just to kind of remember things like Amazon teams are not working together, which means that if you're having issues with your Italian account and you're talking to the activation team, it's not the same team that is going to help you with your French account sometimes. Or you are speaking with catalog team and you are referring to issues with the account. They're working separately. Amazon is basically outsourcing all of those activities to different teams, different countries. That's why it can look like a total mess when it comes to communication with Amazon, their support, and etc. And I always recommend dealing with cases separately. So you have an issue with the account, you have a specific case about it, you're dealing with this specifically without, referring to three, four different other cases or three, four different other issues you have with the account. So again, teams are not connected. Even let's say if you are in chat with Amazon Sweden team that is helping new sellers in Sweden or established ones, they're not always able to help you with the German or Italian accounts. They would need to reach out to people there and see if you can get extra support. So it's super separated and you have to understand it. Of course, the second thing is you'll probably get an automatic reply to your case when you contact seller support or brand register support. And this is like love and hate relationship with Amazon. And hate of this is probably that you have to really sometimes struggle with getting help with certain cases that you're creating with Amazon support. But I can tell you that even if you get an automatic reply, you just need to follow up. Ensure that you are not just, saying to Amazon you're about your issue, getting an automatic reply, and then you say, okay, they're not going to help. I mean, you have to follow up. You have to ensure that you're using, again, message, live chat, so you can request calls, but you have to follow up with Amazon if you want to get help with this. Also, ensure don't just write follow ups every 5-6 hours. You have to give it at least 12, 24 hours. And there is also an important thing on how do you speak with them. We're going to talk about it later. But yeah, basically first reply to your case, most probably going to be automatic. I know it's tough to get used to the fact that you're not going to get help initially, and the fact is that you have to really follow up, you have to contact, you have to fight for your product, for your rules, and etc. The next thing is the life hack that I actually discovered around 4 years ago. At that time, I was remember sitting in Copenhagen, and there was a like really complex case with one of our clients, and I really needed to get help. I think it was related to FBA, something like inbound shipments or something else. So what I tried to do, I actually requested a call from Amazon, and I did it in the evening time. I think it was around 7 or 8 in the evening, by UK time zone. And I actually got a call from a person that was from the UK team. And again, it doesn't automatically mean that if you are trying to, give a call to Amazon in the evening time, you're gonna speak with the UK or Ireland, like specifically Irish representative team. But you can try it. You can actually give it a try. Create some, phone call requests in the early morning, late evening, and see if the quality of the help you're getting is changing, because it's the matter of luck whether the person on the phone is going to give you at least some help or not. And I think it's worth, trying some things like, okay, let me try different times and the way, yeah, where you actually request it. um, but Also important thing before you start digging into the seller support, contacting Amazon, you have to understand Amazon policies. You have to ensure that you are aware of which reviews are prohibited, which ones are allowed, ingredients, certificates, and you need to check whether you need something for your products that you are selling on Amazon. And one of the easiest way to check it, of course, you can find a lot of those compliance documents and articles within Seller Central. You can also find them in Google. And then you can actually go, for instance, to ChatGPT, provide information about your product, provide also the policy that you have for a certain niche that you're selling in, and ask ChatGPT, hey, is there anything that I would want to avoid using on my listing, for instance, if you also provide your details on the products. Of course, you can do this without AI, but it's important, yeah, to check Amazon policies about reviews. Those are available online. You can find those. Also, for each category separately, you're checking what is prohibited, what is allowed in terms of, again, words, ingredients, and different certificates that Amazon might require. You better do this research before starting selling on Amazon. The next thing is actually, yeah, we dig into the certificates. And one of the most important points you have to remember is don't try to play with Amazon. Don't try to fake it. If Amazon requests manufacturer invoice, which you can expect they will do, um, you need to provide it. I mean, faking it, trying to, do the Photoshop stuff here is not the best idea. Amazon is quite smart in terms of seeing if you are trying to play with them or not. So, again, just ensure you are either a brand or you are buying products from the manufacturer that has all the invoices. So then you are in a safe zone, you have all the documentation. So, yeah, nothing to be afraid of, but just don't try to use Photoshop when it comes to Amazon. There are only like few scenarios where you could potentially do so and it's going to be fine, but I would not recommend to play this gray zone. When it comes to certain product categories, again, Amazon might require documentation from laboratories that are allowed by Amazon. You can also find this information online. And of course, it's not for all the products, and not all the products are actually uh, requiring certifications when selling in Amazon. But when you try listing product and you choose the category type of product, you actually will see if you create the listing even without it being like fully optimized. You can start creating it, and after like 3, 5, 7 days, you will see if Amazon requests some more information about your product. Then also you have to know if there is any specific criteria for product packaging, labeling, condition. Again, it depends on your niche, what you're selling. Compliance with ingredient specifications. You also have to remember that when it comes to selling on Amazon Europe, there are a lot of different rules in European countries. So the ingredient that is not allowed in Germany might be allowed in Italy. So you have to check whether your product actually has some restrictions in any of those European countries, and it's important to check it because otherwise Amazon can just suppress your product if they see that okay, you have an ingredient that you cannot use. Or what is also important to understand, sometimes Amazon makes a mistake and it thinks that you have the certain ingredient, but if you don't have it, you just need to create the case with Amazon and provide the proof that you see, we don't have this ingredient. Why are we getting blocked? Why are we actually getting it removed? So you have to have the list of ingredients if you're selling, let's say, supplements or something that you can just then provide to Amazon. And the most important thing also to remember that, I mean, yes, Amazon is complex, but it shouldn't be like too scared of them. If you have all the documentation, if you know the product, if you know how to communicate with Amazon, you can get your account reactivated. You can get your product back live on Amazon. So it's just a matter of the right structure we're going to talk about and a matter of time here. Also, when you are a new seller and you have an account, or maybe you actually have been selling on Amazon for some time, maybe you're not aware, but there are some basic things you need to do to ensure that you're following all of the potential messages and urgent requests from Amazon. The first thing to do is you go to notification preference and you put your contact email and phone number for urgent notifications. It's really important because now Amazon actually tries to give you a call if they're about to block your account, or there are some major issues with your account that can lead to the deactivation or suspension. So you want to ensure that Amazon can get in touch with you via email or phone number. So you go there, you check the emergency notification, put your contact details, and ensure to do this on each market separately when it comes to Amazon Europe. Then you also want to go to performance notification as the first and the most important kind of tab, and where Amazon is going to send you any of the messages about, let's say, if you need to provide them more documentation. So they are going to provide the exact reason for suspensions, deactivations, additional documents. Everything is going to be under performance of notification tab, and you have to check it for each market separately. So maybe let's say Amazon requested more information about your company, and you go to, let's say, Amazon UK. You go to settings, account info, and you don't see any message that you need to provide more documents. You're like, okay, fine, probably it was a mistake, but it was not, because initially maybe they reached out from Italian side, and then you go to Amazon Italy, you go to performance notification, and you check it there. So all the detailed information about what Amazon wants from you is going to be there. The example why it's important to understand is that, if you go to account info settings, and let's say you provided bank statement, and then under the bank statement there are going to be a couple of bullet points of what they didn't like about the document, and this information might not be 100% accurate. The most accurate information, what exactly Amazon wants from you, is going to be under performance notification tab. So we check it, we go and do this on each European market separately, and I would recommend to do this on a weekly basis just to ensure that everything is fine. Then it's also crucial to monitor the voice of the customer on each market. And this page lets you to understand the customer experience health of your offers, review product or listing feedback from customers. Basically, for each product you're selling, here there is going to be a health score, how satisfied customers are when it comes to how many returns, if they receive product that is not matching what you put on the product detail page, it can be affected here. So just try for at least having a fair customer experience score. Again, if you're on the very poor side, doesn't mean you're gonna get this product removed. No, sometimes it can be just 10 orders, one negative, and then of course it automatically gonna be under poor. But nothing to worry about that much at the beginning. Just monitor it, and if there are some issues with the products, you can actually identify this quite early if you're looking into the voice of the customer. And then if there are some bad kind of reviews here, you can go to see details under this tab, and you will see the reasons for returns for some negative experience that your customers had. This is an example, actually. Yeah, so you see it's good because then total orders 24, one negative customer experience. Again, it's fine. It happens. Some customers are, just complaining about everything, saying that, it's not matching the expectation or something. So just be aware of those two, very poor and poor. You have to check, okay, what's going on there? Is there anything that I can do, address with Amazon, and etc. Even if they actually suspend your product. We had this example in the past. For instance, one of our clients, they mislabeled the products. So customer expected one variation, received different ones. Of course, it ended up giving a really bad this voice of the customer experience to them. To this, the score was affected. So we just contacted Amazon, explained the situation, made a plan of action that we're going to talk about later, the structure that you always implement when dealing with Amazon issues. And yeah, send them pictures, assure that we have taken all the actions to avoid this in the future, and our listing was reactivated again. Account health page. Basically, here you monitor your account health and ensure it's healthy most of the time. Again, if it says that it's a risk of deactivation, it doesn't mean that you are going to get blocked, but just something to see if you have any intellectual property violations or any other problems that you might want to address with Amazon. You go to performance, you go to account health, you check it. Also, on this page, you can request a call from Amazon Health team. And again, it doesn't mean that they're going to be helpful, but if you have certain issues, it's of course better to try to get in touch with Amazon from different kind of perspectives, from different ways of seller support. Then we also try to request a call from account health. So if you're wondering, okay, why do I have this issue here? You can request a call, you can create a case with seller support, and you're actually going to speak with Amazon representative. Then when it comes to global accounts, as if you're selling on Amazon Europe, you might also have the US account here. It's really important to ensure that you're healthy on all of the accounts, because let's say if you have issues with Swedish market, it might actually affect other ones. It's not always. I have seen cases where all of the other markets were deactivated, a lot of issues, and the United Kingdom, let's say, was fine, and the seller was just focusing on that one. But as a rule of thumb, please ensure that you are healthy in most of the markets, because it can affect it. You never know how Amazon might just block your account by saying, hey, you have a wrong card provided in Poland. This might risk your UK account. Also, if you have multiple Amazon accounts, they know it. So don't try to, if you're getting blocked on Amazon, don't try just to open a new one. They know that you have accounts, your relatives have associated accounts. So first you want to close the account, then open a new one. Or if you're opening a new account, you actually need to get in touch with Amazon and tell them about your plans. So don't hide this information with Amazon. Also, if one of your accounts had some issues in the past and you're opening a new one, they might actually want you to address the old account so the new one is not affected that much. So yeah, let us know if you have some questions about this correlation so we can speak about it. But the most important thing for you to remember is, yeah, that Amazon knows it, all the related accounts and etc. Then, quite important, I would say probably one of the most important things is, how do we communicate with Amazon? And I know that sometimes you just want to yell, you just want to say, hey, why don't you just help me? It's crazy and etc. But you never use such tone with Amazon. They can block you or ghost you by simply saying that, hey, we don't like your tone of voice, you're being too rude, we're not going to reply, don't try to even contact us. I mean, this is a situation you don't want to end up with. So never be rude, admit your mistakes. It's fine to say sorry. It's actually a good manner to communicate that, in the formal way, but with easy words. So people at Amazon, they're not, from Harvard. You just have to use the simple language. You have to be straight to the point, but also you have to be respectful, even if it's their fault. And I know you have feelings, but just take a breath in, breath out, and then we talk to Amazon. Another aspect that I mentioned in the past, that, yeah, if you have certain issues you want to contact Amazon about, ensure that each issue has a separate case on Amazon. They're not going to help you with three different questions that you're going to put in one case ID when contacting seller support. You differentiate it. Two reasons for that. Again, one of the most important, the teams started working separately. The second one, again, first email probably going to get automated from Amazon. So you have to, yeah, be really specific and better separate the cases. When it comes to communication with buyers that can contact you, doesn't matter whether you're FBA or FBM seller, the same thing, never be rude here, be proactive, try to find solutions for them, because they can report you. This can actually affect your account health, and you're going to get blocked if you're not replying to your customers who are buying your products on Amazon. You have to reply fast, preferably within 24 hours, and you have to be professional and polite. And here are two examples. Let's say you're an FBA seller, and so you are getting contacted by the buyer who is saying, hey, I have received the damaged product and packaging. Wrong reply in this case would be, just contact Amazon. It's up to them. I can't help here. Well, this is a bad example, and you can be reported. And if you're gonna get some troubles with customers, it can affect your account, which is the bad thing to do. The good reply would be that, again, I know it sounds super cliche, super polite, but you have to implement this. Thank you for reaching out to us regarding damaged products. In cases like this, as an Amazon FBA customer, it's the best contact Amazon FBA support. So we're telling that we know that it's Amazon who is responsible for FBA, but we want customers to feel that, okay, we're here to help. And yeah, you can reach FBA support by logging into your Amazon account. We actually tell them how they can get in touch with Amazon. And we also tell that, please know that we understand your frustration. And if there will be any questions, problems, don't hesitate to get in touch. We're here to help. And the second example is, hello, haven't received the product from you. Tracking number shows no updates, but initially I expected delivery to happen 2 days ago. The wrong reply here would be something like, just contact the delivery company, it's up to them, and just wait. I mean, that's not helpful. We should just provide help. We need to apologize for any inconvenience caused by this delay. I understand your concern. Rest assured, I will investigate this matter. So you communicate. You're being proactive. You're telling customer that if we don't find the solution, we have some options in mind. So, yeah, just try to be helpful. It's really important. Again, those are two examples. I mean, you can implement similar structure. You can make it more like shorter. Doesn't matter. The most important that you understand that you show customer that you acknowledge the problem, you are here to help, and you have a plan of action. Then we talk about account was deactivated, let's say, or additional documents acquired. Quite popular situations that some brands are facing on Amazon. How to deal with deactivations. Here, you want to ensure that you are aware of most important factors that I'm gonna talk about now. The first thing is understand the root of the issue. You have to read through all the performance notifications you have been receiving about the case that you are dealing with. You have to understand, okay, let's say you went through the message Amazon sent to you, and you know exactly that the listing were deactivated due to a high rate of late shipments. And then you have to understand, okay, is there anything that I did incorrectly? Asking questions like, why were shipments consistently late? The warehouse fulfillment process was inefficient, let's say. Then why was the fulfillment process inefficient? There were frequent stockouts of popular items leading to delays in order processing and shipments. So you have to go through the problem that um, caused this deactivation. And why is it important? Because then you're going to communicate it to Amazon. You want to show them that you understand the root of the issue. When you are creating the case and you say that, okay, I'm contacting you to reactivate my account, the root of the issue, they're going to just read it and check if you understood the problem or not. So you have to check it. You have to ensure that you understand the reason why it was deactivated, and then you are just asking yourself what was the reason, what caused, and how you can prevent it in the future. Uh, Having plan of action. Amazon likes to see what you have done to avoid such issues in the future, but not what you will do. So when speaking with Amazon and trying to reactivate something, that don't just focus on, oh, I will do, I will take into account. Just tell them what you have already done, what you have already planned for the future, to just avoid it. Don't be impulsive with words. We talked about it, not being rude to Amazon. It's really important. And don't use templates that are not suitable for your case. You might go to Google and find, okay, how do we reactivate our account? Show me the letter to Amazon, uh, issue this, this, and that. If Amazon sees that you're just using template from online that is not actually relevant to your case, I'm not speaking about the structure. I'm speaking when you're just copy pasting everything and just putting it your ASINs and it doesn't make sense for your case. Amazon might see it. So you can use the structure I'm going to show you, but you don't just copy paste that you find online. Don't blame Amazon. You're the one who is guilty here, kinda. So I know that you want to complain on Amazon, but don't do this. You have to, play stupid here in the way that, oh yeah, I understand. It's like it's my fault, but yeah, let's work together. Let's try to find solution. I'm gonna be a good seller in Amazon, starting from now on. Be precise and don't write too much text. Quite important. Again, people are not going to read your poems. They just need to see that you understand the problem. You're short and on point. And please don't write in business English because people who are checking your letters, your cases, they're not from Harvard. They're not going to understand your super complex business English. So I know that some people actually think that you have to be really smart with the words here, but you have to be smart in the way how easy it is to understand your thoughts, but you don't need to use business English. No, just use simple one. Probably the guys that are checking it, they're not sitting in the UK, if you know what I mean. And yeah, you cannot submit too many times. So if you're getting deactivated and you're trying to create letters to reactivate and you do this 10, 15, 20 times, I mean, you can reach the point where Amazon is not going to just listen to what you say. I would say it's around 15 cases that you can create max for counter reactivation. Again, it's not official, but you better just collect all the information and discuss it with people who deal with and discuss it with people who probably maybe had similar case in the past. You discuss it, you put all the information together, and then you submit the reactivation letter. So don't just try to contact Amazon without first understanding the root of the issue and what should be done to avoid it. Yeah, so we talked about understanding the root of the issue, asking yourself questions and seeing, okay, what can we do to prevent it? What is something that I am gonna change now in the process, so it's not affecting my account in the future. And here is an example. And this is proof of a plan of action structure. And just a small reminder, we're not pushing and blaming Amazon. We're the bad guys here. And this is the structure that I recommend you to use for both account deactivations, issues with product listings, and etc. The root cause of the issue. This is something that Amazon representatives are going to just read and make a decision whether they're going to read the whole case or not. This is important. That's why we always tell Amazon that we understood the reason for our account product being blocked, removed. And if they see that you read the performance notifications, you understood the issue, then they're going to read the whole document. If not, don't expect them to find the gem that you put somewhere in the end of your plan of action letter. But going back to the structure, the root cause of the issue, then the actions that you have taken to resolve this issue, we write it here. And the next thing is the steps that you have taken to prevent the issue going forward. This is the structure I can recommend you to use for basically communication with Amazon when it comes to some deactivations and suspensions. And one more time, you always show that you understood correctly the root cause of the issue. Amazon, yeah, as I mentioned, Amazon might not just even read your plan of action letter if they don't see a specific sign that you understood the root of the issue. So there are some cases that, let's say, what if I don't have some documents that Amazon is requesting? Well, there are some cases where you can actually provide something else from the ones that Amazon states in their kind of list of products that they're gonna accept. So, for instance, you can ask your carrier and request proof of delivery if there are some issues with products inbound and etc. Change the card associated with your account and provide a different statement. Let's say if there are some issues with cards, you can try to just reuse the same or provide a different one. If you don't have a utility bill, you can consider using your lease agreement. If you don't have it, a credit card statement might be fine. And if you don't have a credit card statement, your bank account statement can be an alternative. But I would say bank account statement is a universal document proof of identity that works in most of the cases. And now for the past, I would say 2 years, this is the document Amazon requests almost always. And for identification purposes, your ID card or driver license can be used most of the cases. So you can try with this. Who do we contact if problems occurred? The first thing, we get in touch with seller support or brand registry support, of course, on the issues that occur. Then you also, as a new seller, in most of the cases, you are actually getting an account manager assigned to your account. Those people are not going to help you with strategies, how to sell a million units. But those people can actually push, like we talked about that, how teams are separated in Amazon, but account managers can actually push, let's say, verification team. They can check a bit more things on your account. Maybe there's some issues that you cannot see from your front end side. And so you can just go to your main email that you are connected your seller central with and search for some keywords like account manager, account management, help, and etc. and see if you got any person assigned. They might reach out within the first year after you start selling on Amazon. Then also we can talk to account health team members and request a call and see if they can help us with something. Next is agency partners. If you have those, of course. For instance, we as an agency, we're part of Amazon Service Provider Network. So we're official partners of Amazon. And we're speaking with actually a team of people who are helping us with kind of their account managers of the account managers. So we can just give them account names and see if they can assign a person who can help. And actually, this is super helpful. If you know people within Amazon, this might just save you from the activations. This might save you a lot of time of understanding the issue and etc. So try to find some agencies or account managers that just might push your case within Amazon. It's really important. Jeff@amazon.com and similar emails. And no, it's not Jeff Bezos who is checking this account. This email. But if you tried everything and nothing works, you can try some emails like jeff@amazon.com and other ones, but ensure that you're only doing this if you tried everything. You want to ensure that you're kind of doing it only once or twice. But if nothing works, you're desperate, you can try jeff@amazon.com. When you always provide your merchant token. Whenever you are getting in touch with Amazon accounts, managers, or any other member of Amazon, you just always provide a merchant token. That's how they're going to identify that is your account. And if there's some complex cases, sometimes law firms who are specializing on Amazon cases, they might help you. We, for instance, had a case with one account being deactivated, and nothing helped except the fact that we just got in touch with a German law firm that had experience with that was, I think, grocery products, and so that was super complex case about the group of the company. And so, yeah, we had to use their knowledge about how to create those cases. They also have their own contacts, and yeah, it helped to reactivate the account. So you actually might check. And Amazon actually has a list of law firms. They are officially also working together. Quite expensive, not the first contact to reach out if you have some issues, but something to remember. Listing suspended due to violations, trademarks, keywords, prohibited words, and etc. Also, quite common case when it comes to selling on Amazon. So, if you receive the message that your listing was suppressed or removed because you used a prohibited word, what you do? First, you go to your backend and you remove it. You remove all the words. Again, that's why we talked in the beginning that before listing product on Amazon, you better just check your content, the keywords that you have, and compare it to the policies and the words that can be used and cannot be used for your category in the market that you are selling, especially when it comes to European markets when we have different languages, different rules for Europe, and etc. So we remove the prohibited words. We check and ensure that now the listing looks fine, and then we give it 6 to 12 hours to see if changes actually are implemented on the back end, and then we just contact Amazon support. Yeah, here's an issue actually. We don't provide any passport information here, but we just go to seller support. We create the case saying that, again, root of the issue, what we have done, and etc. So we identify that we use the prohibited word, we have removed it, we have double checked all the policies and ensured that we are not using anything that is prohibited, and we implemented this for the future. So we are always complying with Amazon policies, and then Amazon is gonna reactivate your product. If there are not other issues with that, of course. So we talked about quite important topic, and I want you to get in touch with us if you have any questions or something wasn't clear, or you have certain problems that you're facing with your Amazon account. And yeah, you can leave a comment on this cool.com community. You can get in touch with us personally if you need some help with your specific cases. But just remember that you need to understand how Amazon works, how their team are working, what kind of language you need to use, and etc., and understanding what exactly Amazon wants from you. So again, if more questions, we're here to help.